Wow, that's
Hey, hey.
who said that?
Oh, this might not be a long one, but felt like coming back today. Yeah, got this shit I want to get done. And yeah, thought I'd be online just in case. In the future, it's possible that these kind of things, I'll just do them on the Discord directly. So there's no notification going out for everybody, and those who are around can just like coming join in whenever, however. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, hasn't it? Hmm. With Nintendo's very weird decisions, and then now Nintendo Mario Kart World Direct, which did not give any justifications for anything they've done. And we've already started to see the consequences of Nintendo going in this direction with Sony, or even, well, who knows, maybe it was even prepared in advance, that one. But The Last of Us, what was it? There was this special collection pack that cost $100. So I guess that's without taxes. Damn. Yeah, don't feel like there's any reason to get mad at it at this point. Just do, well, just go forward and see. I predict that even though of course, new consoles always sell, many people might still get the Switch enough that it sells out when it first comes out. But the question then is, how much money is Nintendo going to be making on the games? And I don't think they're going to be making much. Because get what? Companies have an invested interest in gamers buying games, even if they don't play those games directly. Yeah. I mean, most of us have back catalogs of so many games you can play. So that's more money in the pocket of the company, even if you didn't play it. And yet, they're changing the game. So even those who buy the Switch, unless you're rich, you're gonna be thinking twice. Even three price about what you're gonna use your money on. Yeah. It's been interesting checking out the opinions of others online. That's for sure. That's the biggest thing for me. And I think this last directory shifted the tone for a lot of people.
The Mario Kart stuff we were
Yeah,
talking about.
we can talk.
Okay,
Whatever.
so
Let's just do it.
I wonder if it would copyright strike if I watch someone who's live right now.
And it sent me to
Just in case.
direct.com, and basically it's a rumor about the 2 to 3 years, so it could be.
Yes, too many tabs. I have to reduce them again.
They were working on DLC.
I will.
Hard to say.
Soon.
I mean, from what I could tell, this is a reliable source, but they're saying it's a rumor as well. So
I know I keep saying it. I just want to know.
Yeah, completed the update. Nice.
Because Doug said they're doing variable pricing now, and when they determine something is worth more, they're going to charge more. And I'm actually not too against that. Like, I said this last week.
It's always been like that, though. Variable pricing, in a sense.
Do this and do it correctly to appease their fans, right? In a way that makes us happy. Then good for them if they can figure that out. If Sony
they can't.
Like, oh, Nintendo's charging more. All our games are $100.
Impossible.
That's not Nintendo's fault, right? That's Sony's fault. Okay. So if Nintendo want to do this, I don't mind so much the idea behind them doing it. But if they're gonna do it and they're gonna say it's variable pricing based on what we deem is worth more, then tell us why it's worth more. That's it. That's all I want. Why is this worth more? Did it take you?
They're not gonna do that, though.
Is there more content in this game than any other Mario game?
They had an entire planned Mario Kart World Direct.
As much content.
And there was no information.
Characters in this one, but I didn't ask to play as a cow. The cow's pretty sick though.
Also, can I say something about this? I did not see the Yoshi bike in any of the promotional stuff. I have not seen the Yoshi bike.
I'm sure it'll be in there. This feels almost like a. You know what? I'm not sure. I don't know why I said that.
I'm gonna revolt if there's no
Yeah,
Yoshi bike.
I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I instantly went on the back foot. I didn't see it either, and you know what? It sucks.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I love the Yoshi bike. What's your go-to character and bike or like and car?
In Mario Kart Deluxe, it was Rose, Peach, and some bike and combination of wheels, and it was because at some point it was the meta for like the fastest bike combination with a character. And I think at some point that became not the fastest meta, but it's just all I ever used at some point. So yeah, Rose Peach.
Let's see what the next question is.
Rosalina with the Yoshi bike, always.
That's cute. I love that
That's
for
my
you.
favorite.
Well, not anymore, I guess.
I'm gonna be so mad if there's no Yoshi bike. I literally bought the Yoshi Lego bike because I love the Yoshi bike so much.
That is cute. I don't.
It's not the natural evolution. God damn.
I don't even know where it would be.
You want to screen share?
Sure.
To me, it's insane. The people have a very basic knowledge of economics, and especially of inflation and how that affects, the prices of things, and how companies have to adjust the prices. It's not just because, inflation hits everything and so equally should get higher. I'm surprised that people are not curious enough to go and research these things themselves, though. That's what shocks me the most. You literally have an AI in your pocket, an AI genie that can answer any question you want, like making a wish, and as many as you want.
Then you have fire. Now the top part of the map's flipped, so you have Fire Mountain on the left and Snow on the right. Here we have Snow on the left and Fire Mountain on the right. You also have on the Mario Kart World 1 up top, you have a forest area up top.
Yeah, this is not very interesting.
Hello there.
Let's see what he has to say about that.
Nintendo Live here with Felix and Xeon in
Mario Kart. Okay, that's how I would react if they actually showed some cool stuff. Yeah.
In that order, yes. The Mario Kart Direct has just happened, and suffice it to say, that was one of the directs we've seen this year. We're not going to show our hand.
I'm using tilt controls.
I did actually check when I played the game at the preview event. I couldn't see. I'm using tilt controls, which was disappointing. But we're going to go through what they covered, which wasn't a lot. I was about to say don't want to show my hand too early, but, kind of giving it away. So,
yeah, there was a lot of repeat stuff that we already knew about, which was a shame because, Xeon had talked with, was it Bill Trinan?
Yeah.
So IGN did, and in that interview, they were like,
That's right.
Stay tuned for the direct.
Yes, they said it many times.
There's some new stuff, but the new stuff that I was actually interested in, they kind of glossed over a bit, I feel. We'll get into it. So they opened up with some new, well, not new, courses. A lot of these we already knew, like Mario Bros. Circuit,
You've seen
Crown
them.
City, which reminds me of something, and I can't remember what, just the name. Cloud City. That's it. It makes me think of Cloud City from Star Wars, and more specifically, that silly song from the Kinect Star Wars game. Salty Speedway, which was also my nickname at uni. Starview Peak, and Boo Cinema, which showed off Vampire Waluigi, which I thought was fun.
Yes.
Dracula looking.
And it looked like it happened when they drove into a specific section. They got a specific costume, which was really, really cool.
Oh, interesting.
That could have been a transformation, could have been Kamek.
I am still surprised that people haven't connected the dots for this. It's clear that there are different restaurants all over the Mario Kart World map. The different restaurants, depending on the area in which you are, you go there and you get that specific costume. So yes, you can, in a sense, change costumes as you're going through the courses. But I mean, it's no mystery. It's literally, they didn't even need to point it out because you can see it. But it seems like people think you get random food at every restaurant, but no, every restaurant has a specific kind of food.
Could have been a meal
Yeah,
that
we're
we
still
didn't
happening
see.
so quick. I've not had the time to watch it.
Yes,
That
it's
was
a
fast.
meal.
Oh, that's really cool. And then some returning stages. Toad's Factory, Peach Beach, and Wario's Galleon. Not Wario's Shipyard, which actually, I didn't know they had different names in the different regions.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I don't remember this one. Where's this one from?
The 3DS, Mario Kart 7.
Oh, okay. That'll be why I didn't remember it, because 7's great, don't get me wrong, but...
Facilitez-vous les courses chez Coop avec Passabene.
It was insubstantial in my Mario Kart history, to say the least. Obviously, they showed off other courses as well, but they didn't name any others as far as I'm aware. Which was... I mean, it was cool to see, like, Boo Cinema. That's a fun idea, you know? Haunted Cinema. That's fun. Starview Peak is Rosalina's gaff. But...
Yeah. I mean, again, we had already seen all these cool
Yes.
from
Yeah.
footage of people at the event, or just like sneak peeks.
Yeah.
So like brief clip of Boo Cinema. And then they also reiterated that yes, there's a day-night cycle,
Yes.
which they also talked about in the treehouse. I think.
Yes, we
At
had.
least I'd heard about
And
it.
you could see it in the
Which is true.
videos.
Maybe it was different weather. But I feel
Oh
like it
wait,
was-
what do we have here?
Via Bloomberg doing their like breakdown or study on like kind of what the components of a Switch 2 might cost. I brought this up last week too, and it was kind of what I was trying to get at when people were like, "Oh, Nvidia said that the GPU is only worth $150, so Nintendo are making hand over fist here." And my first thought was, yeah, there's like so many other parts in there though. It's not just the GPU, and the fact that the
Yes.
GPU alone costs $150. Then we're probably getting pretty close to 400. And I think if you go back and watch that video, I think I said that my estimation was 350. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it cost 350 to 400 to make. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Nintendo does make a profit on
Around
their consoles,
350.
which is something they have over the competition, which is really cool. But the profit margin is slim. So the point was, if they are to try and sink the cost of the tariffs when they come in, even at 10%, they immediately cut into their profits. They don't make it. It's not like, you know,
I doubt
they can
it.
afford to cut it without cutting into their profits. So I'm sure they're going to try and avoid that. Can they cut into their profits and still be profitable as a whole?
Because in that
Because
case,
that's what
we
they're
are
doing on Xbox.
presuming that the Japanese version that they're selling for what was it, 300 or so, that version is actually being sold at a loss. It's 340, worth $340. And see, that's the question. Are they really selling that Switch at a loss? It's possible, but I mean, that's a huge difference in price compared to what we're paying here. I'm pretty sure this is basically what the Switch 2 costs to make. Around there. And then everything above that is profit for Nintendo. Because something that a lot of people keep on forgetting is when you're mass producing something, the cost goes way down for each part. And when you're as big as Nintendo and you have a long-term contract, there's even room to negotiate even further like that. Yeah, in Japan, gamers can get the Switch 2 for about $343. Of course, it varies from day to day depending on the exchange rate. Especially now with how crazy things are going with the tariffs, well, Donald Trump put up. But yeah, only for Japanese language. But if it is, that's the thing. I remember it was around 350, but I don't remember exactly the price. I hoped I could find a website with it, but see here they even say 333. The other thing, it's low though. It's at least $100 difference, and that's in dollars. From Swiss francs would be even more with how crazy they are about these things. But let's see.
Three.
Yeah, of course.
The start of that game has that song and it slaps.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
such a sick. I think it was 3. It could be 4. I don't know.
Talking
The
about
best
the
soundtrack.
song.
Yeah, it was really good.
Benny. GTA.
No, it's just we've done the. I hate when I have to switch buttons and stuff. And Max, whenever I only have one person here with me, Max has to like watch the chat and like find things and like do a bunch of other stuff. So he's not always looking at me and ready to switch. So sometimes I have to say, "Cut to me,"
Like now.
like now, and then I have to say, "Cut away." And I say that because I don't want you guys to have to stare at me down here while I don't need to be down here anymore. All right, confirmed. Nintendo Switch 2. See, he's got to play weird sounds while I'm talking.
Too.
He's so busy over there.
Well, it's not that important.
It's also a day-night cycle. But it was confirmed here.
Hey, Jodie.
Yeah. They went over some
And then-
characters.
How you doing?
Which we don't have to talk about because there was no
Oh yeah, and
one
how did you find the?
like
How did you find the brilliant Nintendo Direct? Oh, and what's up? Well, just hanging out before I hit the hay. Really finished all I wanted to do. Was a bit late, but I was like, I'll still show up. It's rough, man. I think it looks really good. I mean, yes, no one's denying that, though. No one's denying that it looks good. The problem lies elsewhere. Am I gonna get it? Nah, probably not. Yes, I remember you're one of the people who said you would wait. So maybe later this year, but not day one. And I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not doing the best, honestly. Oh, as in you're not feeling physically well. Ah, damn. That's what you meant by rough. Oof. Just popping in. I won't be staying too long. Hey, no worries. And yeah, health is the ultimate number one. It's funny because, you know, when you're healthy, you feel like you have so many problems, but when you fall ill or not feeling well, I mean, you realize health is the number one above everything else. I like how you can play as the top. Honestly, I'll say it like this. I'm sure a lot of people are happy with the cow, this bird, and all the other creatures, the Mario creatures and enemies, but I wish they had confirmed players like Diddy Kong. I'm not a Diddy Kong player, but my brother's a big Diddy Kong player. The Bowser's kids, you know, the Kooplings. That too, I wish they had confirmed. Even, for example, Link also coming back. All the Inklings, you know, but even those are not confirmed. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay physically, it's just mentally, but I won't get into it if you've got a stream to get to. Hey, how do you feel? Well, I am in a stream right now. But if you want to talk, I mean, let me know. Doesn't have to be on stream neither. And don't worry about it. Where's Funky? Yes, Funky Kong too. Come on. Yeah, no, they're not in there. They are not on the list so far.
Which we don't have to talk about because
Another thing, you got all these weird ass monsters, but
there was no one new. I'm fairly certain they were like.
where are my good characters? Yeah, I know. And Villager, Isabel, yeah. Like, cheers. Yeah, no worries. Just let me know. Don't stress about it. And I mean, yeah, it's why. I'm not sure why they made so many of these decisions. And you know how they were saying like, watch this Nintendo Direct today for the Mario Kart World, as if it was going to give us the answers as to why it cost $80 to buy it. Well, This told us nothing. It showed us nothing that makes it worth that much money. And the DLC feels like there's gonna be paid DLC.
Spike.
You love Wario. His voice acting's good too. Might be a Wario main. Okay. Oh yeah, and I do wonder, because it's true that for sure they must have done a lot of work on the costumes, because every character has a costume for each region and each food item you can get. So yeah, I'm sure we can see a very classy cow out there.
Oh,
Well, yeah, they were like, ah, cow, and it's like, yeah, we
Not
know.
like, yeah.
Yeah, cow. Everyone loves cow. I'm surprised that they didn't call cow Moo Moo, but you know. We can forgive that. Oh my god, vampire cow! Either they'll go for the vampire thing, or they're gonna play on the alien thing. I could imagine that, you know, with aliens abducting cows, since that's the Boo stage / region where it's hunted. But yeah. Moo Moo in our hearts. Yeah, in our hearts. No, they decide you ain't getting a name. But yeah, I'm not surprised that they added some more, like the penguin and the others, but yeah. I didn't even know about that weird tall-ass bird, you know?
Welcome to the Mario Kart World game.
Yeah, no, it looks
Available
amazing.
exclusively
It
on the
looks absolutely
Nintendo
amazing.
Switch
It's
2
just
system. What kind of races
I
are
wouldn't
you?
buy it if I didn't get it with the
In
Switch 2.
Mario Kart World, you'll aim
Not
for
that
first
price.
place in each Grand Prix. But why stop there? Across cities,
Wait a second. No, I don't think there's gonna be anyone new that we didn't see. Yeah. Oh, it's funny, you can see the costumes even on the small icons. They didn't even need to go that far. But yeah, the icons are personalized to the current costumes. Pirate Boo. King Boo, I should say. Pirate King Boo. Toad Factory is my favorite track ever. I see.
but why stop there? Across cities, plains, a desert, and even the ocean, you can drive virtually everywhere in this fully
The more I look at it, the more it hurts to realize that if Nintendo had just, you know, kept the prices similar or just a little hike in the prices, no one would be complaining. But they said, we going all the way. Toad is so cute too. He has a little chubby cheeks and just want to squeeze them.
connected world.
I shouldn't be surprised
Races are held on
with your love
courses
for the
scattered throughout
Eggman.
various regions that span this world, and you can freely drive between them.
Yeah, the greedy as fuck, yeah, that's the thing.
Only at the starting line.
They could have been just a little greedy, and I'm sure no one would have dared to complain. He doesn't come into this. But Toad is made of circles like that. Like Eggman's features, you know?
Here we go.
Oh, damn. Oh my god, I think I just like
Courses are
said.
found throughout the world, inspired by their surrounding region.
You like spheres.
Some of the new courses to explore.
Mysterio too. Yeah.
Ride the ridges and roads on Mario Brothers Circuit.
Hey, I can understand. Spheres are the coolest shape in the world.
Can't miss it.
His head is an orb.
See the sights and structures of Crown City. You can even soar in style down Main
Yeah.
Street.
Nothing else looks like the egg, man.
Drift along the rapid waterways of Salty Speedway and make a splash around the city's canals.
Damn.
Stay cool in the snowy trails of Starview Peak. Just don't slip off while
Of course, you never know what might happen before then, but if I could, I'd... The Switch 2. Well, the Switch 2 with Mario Kart.
It's a whole new kind of drive-in theater.
It's funny because I wanted to say at first that it was a fair price, but when I look at the price of the Switch 2 in Japan, I know for sure they're still making a profit. Oh, wait, I'm off. Oh, got work to do. KK, no worries. You hear that boo in the background? Yes, very weird. I'm not sure if they're gonna explain that. But then again, I haven't played Luigi's Mansion 3, even though I have it. I'll definitely play it this year for sure. My brother got it for me a while back. But yeah, never seen a boo like that. No, they don't look like that. Luigi's Mansion 3. Okay. Confirmed. And since there's no story mode in this game, we're not even gonna get an explanation for this, but yeah, it doesn't look like a prop, like it's an actual boo. Ain't not that fucked up. Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jodie. And yeah, don't hesitate if you want to talk. Even tomorrow, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here most of the day. Especially since it somehow snowed again here. Well, last night it snowed until this morning. So yeah. Alright, good luck. See ya, and thanks for coming by. Yes, we actually got snow. I remember I woke up like super early. At 6 a.m. I went to the toilet. I was like, it's so white outside, but I didn't mind it. I just went back to bed. And then I got a message from my sister, and she was like, oh, it snowed like so much at your place. And I was like, what the fuck you talking about? Yeah. It actually snowed. How sad when I heard about that. But luckily I didn't have to go anywhere because I heard that some places had to like shut down. So, yeah. Might not have been easy getting down the mountain today. Yeah, don't hesitate. See you around. And hope it goes smoothly for you. Nintendo. Maybe I should be the president of Nintendo. I can only imagine how hard it is to move up in the ranks there.
To lots of new courses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and good night, Jodie, just in case you don't talk later today. Tonight. Good night. And sweet
Wario
dreams.
Shipyard and more. Nostalgic courses from past titles are also here.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks real good.
Keep making them. I watched Wonder Woman, the first one and the second.
Okay. I don't care about that right now.
Then we got an overview of Grand Prix, Knockout Tour again. This is all stuff we knew. They were
Yes,
like, hey guys,
stuff we've
before
seen
Race, it's
already.
like, we knew
Stupid
that
ass
from the
direct.
teaser From
And it's
the
been
Switch
2 weeks.
2.
We've
Yeah.
analyzed everything we can analyze.
Yeah. I
so
don't
yeah.
even
No, you hadn't. She still had no idea how the items / costumes worked. You can go into a course with the player with the costume you already have, and you can change it by eating stuff on the way.
think the items there was really anything new.
We saw how you got Rainbow Road, though.
Yes. Yeah.
That was nice.
And that looks like to be the only unlockable course because it has that track actually leaked on a website. Well, actually, one of the trailers you can see Rainbow Road on the map, so we also know where it is, and it was exactly So I'm excited to see how that is. A bit disappointed there isn't more maps because there's like 30 in total with Rainbow Road.
Well,
So
I have a speculative idea,
Mm-hmm.
and it is
Ooh.
nothing but speculative.
I love speculation.
We know you do, Zeon. That's why we have you on. I don't know why I said that.
I appreciate
the fact that it's like, oh, you might unlock something, you know, and obviously they're talking about Rainbow Road. I'm not suggesting it's anything other than that. But is it just Rainbow Road?
Is it
Or
just
going to be
one
like
Rainbow Road is what I
World?
said during...
an der Zeit, dir eine Geschichte zu erzählen. Lang bevor sie zu Legenden.
Oh.
A bit
like a secret, like...
Yeah, a bit like the Star
Yeah,
World
go
in
ahead.
Mario World.
People, don't get your hopes up. This is
Yeah.
wishful thinking. It
I
is
saw-
just Rainbow Road. I am so certain about it.
Felix's face go from neutral to, whoa, I like that idea.
I mean, especially after coming, you know, we went into this direct like expecting to learn a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now Felix is like the pessimistic like
I
don't
mean,
get your hopes
It
up,
was
guys.
just not a lot. The knockout.
There's
tour,
not
they
enough.
just- yeah, we know about knockout tour items.
Yeah.
Yes, we know about these items. We saw in all the footage and stuff. We have coin shell drops coins. We have ice flower freezes enemies. Hammer throw Mega mushroom is making a return. That is really exciting because I love that item. I hope the music is also making a return. Bum bum dum bum dum bum.
There was some great music, wasn't there? Like, I
Yeah.
noticed the intro to Super Mario Bros. 2, the character select screen. There was
Yeah.
some
Oh, they
Yoshi's
used that,
Island
uh-huh.
music in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one disappointing thing that it might still be in the game, but I'm really hoping for radio because there's so many different like arrangements of different Mario music. There was at one point where they had music from the battle stage in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The trailer that they showed off Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with, it starts off with that song. It's like, oh my god, I recognize that. There's so much music. There has to be a radio of some sorts when you're driving around in free roam. Because also in the treehouse footage, there's like different music, and it doesn't really correlate with where they are. It's kind of just random. Well, maybe you just get random music, but imagine like, oh, you have the Mario channel, or you have the Boo channel, or you have the Bowser channel.
It would be
So
kind of
cool.
weird if you're like racing, you know, in free roam mode, right? And you like are racing through a track, and then the music just like suddenly changes, almost like if you're in like a theme park and you're like walking from section to section. That would be kind of
Maybe they remix
uh,
it
I don't know,
into
just
the
like,
new
yeah, it wouldn't
music.
feel good.
I
don't think,
imagine
to have
in the
music
races
fade in and
itself,
out.
it will do something.
Because no one said anything weird
Nintendo
about that.
Are really good at having like seamless transitions
Yeah,
between like songs. and
exactly.
They thought of
Yeah.
about that. And yeah,
Someone would have mentioned it if it was bad.
smart steering,
Yeah,
auto acceleration,
stuff we've
controls.
seen
Oh,
before.
that's coming back.
Yeah, little. Are you guys getting the wheels?
Maybe for work. Certainly not for
Yeah.
personal use.
Yeah.
I've got several of the Joy-Con 1 ones in a drawer somewhere.
It's just like, why would you do? You're putting yourself in a disadvantage with playing like that. Maybe it's more fun.
Yeah,
Oh.
but some people like
It actually is more fun.
Love that on the
It
Wii.
can
I
be
don't
just
know
as
why.
good.
I hated it.
I
was like,
loved
yeah,
it on the
It was
Wii U.
fun, but there it was
I used
also
it a
made for
lot.
that, you know, and maybe I don't know. I'll try it out.
I don't know.
You should.
It's not for me. We got a,
I do like it as an option still too. But,
oh yeah,
but
it's
go ahead.
fine as an option, but it's just not for me. We got to have another look at food, and it looks like there's a variety of different foods, and apparently they're linked to the costume that you get is linked to what type of food you get.
How
And they
people
were
could
like,
surprised
"Get some
about
sushi,"
this?
and,
We saw
"Wow,"
it
or something
already.
like that, you know, in the voiceover fashion that they do. But that's kind of cool. So you presumably maybe different areas where you get food means you get different food, which different outfits.
It's
Which I
obvious!
think would be really cool. It did look like, though, the character select screen, each outfit was an individual slot. Which,
Yes,
Yeah.
which is stupid.
I mean,
It's messy.
the costumes does come after all the characters. It's not like they kind of go in. It's like you have all the characters and then you have all the costumes,
Which is even
really,
worse.
Really weird. I really
Yeah.
hope they have a setting where you can toggle it, kind of like in Smash Bros, where you can have
Yeah.
echoes, stuff like that. I really
Oh,
like
sure.
the customization. Because maybe it is cool that you can see all the costumes. But also, a thing I don't understand is apparently not all characters can get costumes. I've not seen costumes for a lot of the enemy characters, only for like the main characters I've seen costumes. And also, if there's 10 costumes, because we saw it it's some treehouse footage, you can see like an outline of Mario, and then you could see like 10 costumes. If
Oh.
each character
Wow.
of the 50 characters has 10 costumes, then we're looking at 500 different, which is just insane. That's way too much.
Yeah, there
So-
have to be some sorting options if
But-
so. Because
Yeah.
imagine
And-
like trying to go and find like Waluigi, but he's in his pizza delivery outfit.
No,
and-
exactly. So if each, I mean, even if it's not all the enemies, which I'm pretty sure was confirmed because as some treehouse footage, we had cow driving into the food item and nothing happened, which is just like,
Oh,
it just feels really pointless.
But then he eats the
And
food.
also, you're really quickly gonna get all these things. So what?
Yeah.
The food item just becomes nothing after like a few hours of playing because you've just gone with Mario
Yeah.
to the different locations. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not convinced about
yeah.
it.
I wonder if you have to race through them as then the each character then incentivizing
Yes.
you to play as different characters, and I do kind of like that. And I just want to say I love the ability to just collect stuff. Like I've always been like drawn to that, and whenever a game just like gives you everything from the start, I'm like less interested in just playing the game for fun
Yeah.
and like learning the
Yeah.
mechanics. So I'm glad that they have this in there. I think like the costumes alone is gonna just like push me to want to play Mario Kart more. So
Don't get me
I'm
wrong. I
happy with the way
really
they're
like the
doing it.
customers idea. I love that we can be able to differentiate it. Like if multiple people want to play as Luigi, you can have different versions of Luigi.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as you say, it incentivizes you to play different characters. Because characters, they also confirmed when choosing the characters that yes, each character have different like stats, which we didn't know about before. Because people are like, oh, since there's so many characters, do they all just drive the same? Yeah, I
But
wanted
is
more,
that,
more
is that to
answers.
costumes as well?
I imagine that
They said
Luigi
each player
and
didn't say
another
costumes.
version of Luigi have the same stats.
Yeah, yeah.
It's what I mean is just like maybe you really like driving heavies, but you really want all the costumes, so you do also have to drive as Toad to get all the cool costumes.
I see what
stuff
you mean.
like that.
Yeah.
But I just wanted more answers about like, okay, can all characters get costumes, and what happens once you?
They
like,
gave no
this
answers
is
to
the
any
kind of stuff
questions.
that we'll know when we have the game in our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it any easier though.
Even like I still don't have a pre-order yet, but definitely a discussion for a different day.
Why not?
Yeah.
I also don't have
You know,
pre-order
something
yet.
about characters.
Let's talk about new techniques in because they showcase some of that. The charge jump, which they haven't showcased that much. We did know it was in here, but it's really cool. This is going to be like what everyone is going to do, I presume, because why wouldn't you do it? It's just free speed.
It's not. I was about to say it's not something that you can like really easily do constantly and repeatedly. I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say that it's super easy to do so. You got to get your timing right because if you end up doing it too late, you go into a jump. This is from my time playing the game. You do a jump, and then obviously there's you've got that air time where you can't really control anything, and if you're coming up to a corner, you do that too late, but you really wanted that boost, you could put yourself at a real disadvantage. So I do think there's plenty of skill involved in that, which I'm pleased
Oh,
about.
it's going to be great. And driving on walls. Did you see on Sky High
Yeah.
Sunday, they just jump and then they drive on like the inside instead of falling off? That was so cool. There's going to be some crazy like strategies for
Oh,
online
yeah.
play. And
People are
stuff.
going to
Some
break
fun like
this game.
shortcuts.
Absolutely
yeah.
going to break it.
Can't wait.
I don't know if you had these thoughts, Alex, but I at one point was like, this is just a Sonic game now because of the way
Yeah.
you're running on walls, and
Yes.
grinding on rails.
It's taking a
Pretty
lot
much.
of inspiration, actually, isn't it? And also transforming vehicles, you know. That's a
Is Mario Kart a platformer now? Is it because you're jumping essentially?
I mean, you've been
this-
jumping for years on Mario Kart, haven't you?
Sure.
If Blaster Master Zero is a platformer, this is a platformer. We also got to see Rewind, which is a new feature.
Oh yeah.
And when they
Yeah.
first showed it, I was like, oh, I'm not sure. But then it's like, reverse your movement, but everyone else continues as it is. And it's like, okay, I'm actually on board with that because I
But it doesn't make
imagine-
sense still.
A lot of the time, like if you fall off the edge, you know, sort of you could rewind and go back to where you were, but you run the risk of going back not far enough and then just falling off again. I've done that enough
Right.
times.
There was some tiny text that said this is only in single player, and I can't remember. There was something.
Oh. Okay, so it is just for training. Like I said in my stream. Oh, fuck's sake. And though, but why would they even... In that case, they barely needed to mention it on the direct. I mean, it's just another training tool, really.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't online play. It's only
Okay.
like,
Oh,
let's say you're
interesting.
practicing yourself and, oh, you really want to get this right, then it's a really, really nice feature. I mean, it's very much like Forza.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just rewind.
That's the
which
kind
is-
of detail they should mention in a direct, that it's only in single player. rather than
Yes.
like-
You
yeah,
just
but
had to
tiny-
learn to read it. You
Oh,
just
sure,
need
they should mention it out
glasses.
loud.
Yeah, using their mouth words.
I did get to use that in the demo that I played.
Oh, yeah?
And it was during the it was in the lobby when you were like waiting for the knockout.
Oh,
tour.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember ever getting to use it again. Do you remember like you getting to trigger that when you were playing out?
Didn't even know it was a thing until
Sure.
this direct, I must admit. We also got to see time trials, though. It's not a big surprise that it's here, but it's nice to know it's here, you know? It'd be awful if it wasn't.
And then versus race, which that is actually really exciting.
Versus race is actually, yeah. I did say for, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, I really hope there's like a classic cup mode. And this is kind of it, you know. It's not exactly the same, but
It's
you
not
can
a
just
cup.
race around a course 3 times, just like the good old days, and you can do like your own like custom tours as well. I'm curious to know if there's like an upper limit or if you can do like a tour of the whole island, like a marathon tour. How cool would that be?
Yeah, and do you set up the tour beforehand, or do you like? Because the way I understand it is that you select one course and then you select the next one, and then that race is just one race where you race from one to the other and then do a lap in the end.
Again, they
which-
could have been clearer.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want the classic. I'm not too like I don't need to drive from one track to the other because it looks so straight. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm really glad that
It's actually, I do think it's more interesting when you're playing than we had this discussion yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? It's more interesting when you're playing it because there are straights, but then you're also feeling this immense pressure while you're driving down them.
Sure.
And so you got people throwing off items, and there's not loads of items. So you're also being conservative about, sort of, do I hold on to the items? Do I try and defend? Do I try and attack? Get further down the pack? It's more interesting than you would immediately think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to try it out and see how it all feels. And it was really cool that they also said, yeah, you can make routes that aren't in Knockout Tour or the
Yeah.
Grand Prix. I mean, there's so many different routes. Because, oh my god. Yeah. Was there anything else in the versus race?
Not really. But we did have battle mode, didn't we? Which,
Yeah, but that's
I
just
like the look
return.
of, but I can't deny it did look a little bit more Mario Kart 8, not deluxe. But I
And one new. Oh, you can even play as the fish and a crab.
can't deny.
Yeah. Yep.
It did look a little bit more Mario Kart 8, not deluxe battle mode than I anticipated. I mean,
some of them look better than others. There was like this lava one, which did just look like a battle stage.
That looked a lot like Big Donut. We all love Big Donut.
But yeah, so it's really because I remember seeing it on the map, and that was not a stage. It's like, wait, is this a battle stage? So it is, which is really cool. I imagine there's going to be a lot of different ones. Personally, I never play battle mode. Like, it's just never. I mean, it's fun to try it a few times, but I don't really do it. But it's really nice that it is here, and it looks proper. And you have Coin Runners and Balloon Battle, which are the two that are really fun.
Oh, I like Shine Thief as well.
I mean, it was okay. There was a lot of cool stuff in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There was also the one where there's like police and thieves, kind of. Where you were driving around with piranha plants.
That was fun.
Those aren't making a return, so that's a shame.
Well, they haven't confirmed it's not in the game, you know?
True.
Fair.
You know, it's...
But...
this was a direct.
Absolutely. It would be better if they
specifically
said
for this game.
You know?
Yeah, which they didn't. Which leads me to believe that they aren't.
Well, and I mean, you both bring up a good point though, that like this direct would have been the place to show off more.
Yes, it was the only place.
Or that the press hasn't.
There's not going to be anything else until the Switch 2 comes out.
And
Mario
they didn't do
Kart.
that. They kind of. It's almost like they just did like a big roundup.
Or was it 36 more
it's like
days?
they did their own everything we know about Mario Kart World video.
And didn't include everything that we know.
Sure.
Hold on. There's one thing that isn't in the notes, but it's like different teams.
Oh yeah,
do
that's
four
yeah.
teams.
Versus race has teams. Yeah,
Exactly, because I really want to talk about that. That sounds awesome. Imagine like tournaments where you can like you make different teams. I don't know if you need to be exactly. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe you're meeting 8 people together and you do 2-2-2-2, and then you of course also have some. But yeah, I really like the look of 4 different teams. Team battle. At least when I was a kid, I played a lot of team battle because then you could play together, which is always very fun. You try and just because some people aren't that competitive, or it's just not fun to when you want to have a nice evening. It's just you just want to have a nice cooperative experience. The team mode is really really nice.
I think that's been one of my biggest issues with just Mario Kart 8 is like I mean I guess I could always just go in and do normal like 2-person teams, but it'd be nice to just get like a couple pals together and race against like just this large group of people. I'm looking forward
Generally,
to that.
it's really fun. So yeah. Next thing though is very exciting.
It is free roam, which we knew about, obviously.
Freaking mission mode is back, Alex.
I
Oh
know.
my god! That got the biggest reaction out of me.
Yeah.
Not very exciting unless you get
I
something
was kind
good
of worried
from
that
it.
they just were like going to be like, we wanted missions, but we didn't have time to implement them. We're really sorry, gang.
No,
but they did. They really did.
Definitely, because you see them driving around, and I remember we were talking, and we were saying, there must be something more to do. And there's missions, P-switch. Well, the P-switch was one of the missions. We also had one where we just drive through. It looked very much just like the DES mission mode put into the overworld, which is extremely nice. I hope there's boss fights. Oh my god. There must be boss fights then, if they do that.
They also something that they didn't, just while I think of it, they didn't like really acknowledge that much the big vehicles you can go into. They showed them off a few times and they're just like, blast through and go in a big vehicle. And it's like, my friend, what is it? Tell me.
What do you mean? You're just a semi-truck now? Like, what? How long does it last? Do you destroy other vehicles? Do the semis have costumes? What is this all? Could you just do a race of just semis? Probably not, but.
Oh, I can already imagine the video. Find all the hidden coins. Oh, it's going to take $1 million to make.
Honestly, the mission mode is what I'm most excited about as well.
Yeah.
Why?
Or even the fact that missions are there. I love the idea of like jumping into the world and like
trying to find all the
seeing you both on the map or something, and like one of you you're like, I've been trying to get this coin for the past 2 hours, and because I hope there are difficult missions too. I don't want it to be this.
What do you get with the coins?
10 hours later, you've done everything. You know, I hope there's going to be some like longevity to these missions too.
We don't want them to be purely Korok seeds.
Hey, Crash.
Yeah.
No.
Although there are some Korok seeds that are far more interesting than others. That's not.
How you
Again,
doing?
They should have showed off maybe a little bit more. I mean, I'm also I'm happy if there is a lot more and they didn't show it off, because then it leaves it for us to discover. But still, it could also mean that you collect coins and there's these arcs and that's it, and that's why they didn't show. I'm excited to find out more.
Yeah.
And,
What I missed. What purpose do the coins in like all the missions?
God damn, what the fuck? They were all excited about the missions and the coins, and even they have no idea what they could get with it. Oh my god, no. Why would you say, oh, I'm so happy about these missions, but you yourself have no fucking clue what you could get? Did you get to watch the direct? Oh, did you watch the direct? Maybe you don't care about Mario Kart when I think about it. It's true, maybe you don't give a fuck about Mario Kart.
They didn't say.
I think it's just to be like, I've collected all the coins, just like Korok. I mean, Korok Seeds does have a purpose to an extent.
They have a purpose! That's the thing, Korok Seeds have a fucking purpose, so you don't even need all of them to feel as if you've used enough. Oh, god damn. Sorry.
You reach a certain point and then they don't have a purpose anymore because there's so many of them.
Yes! But here with the Mario Kart world, we have no fucking clue.
But yeah, they finished up showing multiplayer.
Yes.
Which...
Enjoying my odd salad. if you want to call it, wait, cooking burgers, real bacon bits, sliced roast beef, shredded cheese, and ranch dressing. I can see why you like if you want to call it a salad. Sounds pretty good. Not sure I would have put the ranch dressing on, but it does sound pretty good otherwise. And yeah, more like a carnivore salad. Why is it even a salad at that point? No, but kind of thing I would eat. I didn't watch it direct. I was at work. Okay. Well, I understand if you wanna watch that in your own time. This is not the direct I'm watching. Not sure if people can hear the crack each time my fucking bones rub against each other, but anyway, this is people just talking about the direct. I was checking out people's opinions about it while I was just here. Not worried. Okay. Not worried about it. Well, if you do watch it, there are a few new. Oh, it's barely anything new, really.
Mario Kart game?
You didn't miss out on anything, really.
Split screen.
I know. I can see why they haven't shown that off at all so far. That is really disappointing, at least to me, because it is really a big drop when you're at least playing 8 deluxe and suddenly you play 4 people and it's just like the frame rate is just cut in half, or maybe even more if you can play 120 frames Mario Kart and it just gets down to 30.
Yeah, because we still don't know if Mario Kart World supports 120. Is that right? Or have they confirmed that yet?
I don't think they've confirmed.
They've
it,
said nothing.
Even in theory, it could be a separate option, like a performance mode, and they may not have shown it off yet. I mean, correct us in the comments if people do have hard evidence, but
there's no hard evidence.
I'm more than ever so skeptical.
That's the thing. Not even on the. Not even on the official website did they say anything like that. Like it's ridiculous. And this direct was supposed to be, where we got all the information. They just made sure every course can be connected in every way possible. But anyways, you did say frame rate. 24 races start on. Oh, it's the Oh yeah, bon appetit. I know there's literally nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing.
To go off just the word of people online, because it's all too easy to go on the internet and lie, I'm afraid to say.
It's easy to do that? Go on the internet and tell lies?
Or rather, just misinterpret, and that sort of thing can get spread. I'm not suggesting malice necessarily, but things can go wrong very easily. It's no one's fault, it's someone's fault. But, it is what it is,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, if it has to be 30 frames a second for 4-player split screen, I still think it's going to be fine. It's Mario Kart, If you're going to get sweaty, you're going to be doing it single player anyway,
Yeah, definitely. And 2 players still proper.
Yeah.
One thing I'm a bit local wireless is 8 consoles max.
Yeah.
Because that's not 24 players if you can do 2 players per console. That's only 16.
No, and when I was at the when I played the game at a preview event, we did knockout with 24 players.
Yeah.
And they were so I can only imagine that there's also how Splatoon has a hidden LAN mode? where you go in, you got to like press
Oh.
a certain button combination, and you go to like
Oh, yeah, Mario Kart has
offline
that as
online.
well.
Yeah. So I imagine
Yeah.
it's probably going to be that. I hope it's not hidden. Although at the same time, I do understand there are going to be very few
They're gonna
people
sell you
who
that
want to get
24
together
player
with,
LAN mode.
you know, up to 23 other consoles. You know, maybe you can do, you know, sort of just have 12 consoles.
I also ordered some goodies from a German online store. I got curious and I was right. I bought a jar of Nutella. Tried it and it tastes just like what I had growing up when family sent it to us. So wait, are you telling me there's Nutella being sold in the US that's not Nutella, as in not the true taste? Because that's wild if it's the case. Very wild. Then was it? Yeah, it tastes different. Damn. I know what they did then. They used cheaper ingredients, I'm guessing. Corn syrup, probably. And change out a bunch of other things, too. Yeah, more than likely. Heh. I was gonna say you could have told me to buy it for you, but it's true that I don't have your address, and I can understand if you don't want to give it to me. But yeah. So, how long did it take to get to you, though? Because if it was a German online store, I'm guessing they don't have a, or do they actually have a American base of operations too? The jar made here. Say made in Canada. And the jar I got says made in Germany. Aha. Yep. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, even I've been checking out that kind of stuff now in Switzerland. It's weird. Like sometimes I found out that sometimes even like I'd seen an energy drink that had like a 250 milliliter version and a 500 milliliter version, and they'd both be made in different countries. And then I would be like, okay, I wasn't crazy about the taste changing because, yeah. Yeah, no. That sucks. Well, at least you now know that you can, well, get the good stuff. And you can get a huge one, of course. Don't have to get the small pots. Ordered the 12th of this month. Okay, it was pretty quick. Did Trump calm down the tariffs on Switzerland? Did he remove them completely? Well, I guess they're 10% now, but yeah. I remember him putting some tariffs on Switzerland, which made no fucking sense once again, but
And, you know, have two people on a console. But regardless, it is, you know.
And it's funny, I mean, Nutella is Swiss. Yeah, made in Germany. Makes sense. They all get manufactured, made wherever they can, really. I have not checked. Okay.
Sort of, if you're going to that much effort, you're going to be
I know that in Switzerland sometimes when you have to like pay extra for an order that comes from another country, I would have to pay it like right at the doorstep. So when they deliver it to me, I hate it when that happens. God, I hated it. Yeah, sometimes it can be ridiculous depending on the item. Yeah, be careful.
researching how to do it, and there'll be an article online telling you how to do it.
Definitely.
Probably on NintendoLife.com.
Yes.
But that was it, really, wasn't it? We've
just a
talked
little
longer than the
bit more.
direct was by some margin, which admittedly,
Yeah.
when you're analysing something that happens,
Definitely.
that's what happens.
Yeah,
You
and there's
play
three
it.
of us, right? So we all have things to say. But you're right. You're right.
One thing that they very, very briefly went over was the online, and the point system is back, and you're now starting with 3,000 instead of 1,000, which I'd hope that they had revamped the system. I mean, it was okay, but we'll see if there's more things. I need to go back and analyze the footage a little bit more. Which, yeah, if you enjoyed this chat, there will be an everything new we know proper analysis mode. This was just overall thoughts. So, guys, what did you all think of the direct? Alex?
I thought it was fine. I liked some of the new stuff they showed off, but I also feel like this could have been an email.
Yes. Very much.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10 if I'm feeling generous.
I think
Thank
if,
you for not lying.
You know, if I were also just a casual,
I would give it a 2 out of 10.
Nintendo gamer, I think I would have had a good time with this direct. But I think, you know, it almost felt a little like misleading for
It was
Treehouse
redundant
to say like, stay tuned for the direct to see all sorts of other stuff that we haven't talked about yet. You know, I know I'm paraphrasing a little, but
yeah.
But that you know kind of set up these like false expectations. So I guess I want to give it a 5. Because I think it didn't waste my time. It was fun. I enjoyed the direct, but
not even a 5.
I was really hoping for more.
A
So
3 max.
5 out of 10.
What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Felix?
Please say it like it actually is.
I'm really excited to go back and
You
watch.
should have said I was happy about him giving it a 6 out of 10, but no, 6 out of 10 is way too high for what we got. Way too high.
There was a lot of stuff they showed off, like new stage. Well, not new stages, but just more footage, and I'm really excited to just look at that. And mission mode is back. Yeah, the versus race. I don't know. There's also a lot of stuff that leaves me wondering, like, why was this a direct? Why didn't they just show this off initially? Like, they could have easily just showcased this in the initial direct.
And so you gave it a grade of?
I get why they would want more people, again, to talk about Mario Kart, but it also leaves a bit of a sour taste in your mouth that, oh, that was it? That 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the stuff we already knew about and the stuff we did want to know more about, you kind of just glossed over it. Like, for me, really online, they just really glossed over how online works. I just want to know more. So I think I will give it a 5 as well.
I think that's fair.
Too
I suppose
high.
I went in with, I wouldn't say lower expectations, but I went in with.
My expectations were really high.
Yeah,
Mine were
just
high.
like, I'll see what they say. You know, I'm sure there'll be plenty.
They're the ones who hyped
There
it
wasn't
up, not
plenty,
us.
But there was. I
Nintendo
wouldn't say I was disappointed. Like, I wouldn't say it was a bad
hyped it up.
direct. But it wasn't amazing, was it?
It was
wasn't
bad.
Great.
It was a
But
useless
this chat
direct.
was great. It was, and also we got to live stream, me and Cian live stream the reaction, and that was really, really fun. That is up. You can go watch it after this chat.
Go and watch it, dudes.
Dudettes.
And dudettes. I include dudettes as dudes.
And Nutty, you gonna go on with the stream too?
Hello. Little wuggle. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you thought of the direct with a comment down below. But for now, why don't you...
That was not
drive
even
over
a
to that
direct,
subscribe
it
button.
was,
It's just over that hill. There's
Presentation again. It should have been in
mission mode.
the
Subscribe
direct
to
of
Nintendo
last week. It shouldn't have been an
check.
individual
Make sure.
direct.
Are you subscribed? Are you actually? Do you know? Check.
And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's getting to 11. I should be thinking of going to sleep, actually. I knew I started this a bit late, but I don't know why I just felt like coming online today like this. I will be online more often from now and again, now that things are calming down in a sense. If they marketed this as an overview trailer and not a direct, I can guarantee they would have far less backlash. Yes. So I will say them saying to wait for the direct definitely helped Nintendo with shooting themselves in the foot a bit. Oh yeah, no, they've been taking them bullets that they've been shooting themselves. Perhaps the real Mario Kart Direct was the friends we made along the way. The Direct felt like something you'd read on the back of an art box. Oh yeah, sure, I need to put it a bit higher, otherwise people can see it. I wonder, can I just, would this work better? Zoomed in. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. The only important thing we learned is that Wario can wear a B. Oh, I'm not sure I'd call that important, but definitely funny. The statement, well, that could have been an email has never been more valid. They hyped the direct up too much and it was basically nothing. Exactly. Feels like they had this direct ready to go before the negative reaction about the price. I feel like this should have pivoted and made more of a sales pitch. Yeah, and they could have. The other thing, they had 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm sure multiple people who work in Nintendo right now had the editorial skills. No, video editing skills to make it work. Within 2 weeks, they could have changed it up and put in the information people wanted easily. It felt like a 15-minute overview trailer. Bowser was like, just wait for the direct and you'll see why this game is priced the way it is. Today was the day and we learned like 2 new things. My point still stands. $80 for Mario Kart is bonkers. Yes. Bonkers. This discussion is longer than the direct itself, but better. For those who don't have this information, yeah. I can't dislike this video, but I can't like it neither. They didn't say anything, they didn't add anything really to it. All that stuff, I mean, it was just already obvious. Not part of the drop the price crowd, but to be honest, all due goodwill withstanding, Nintendo has failed to conclusively make a case for the 80 quid price. I can respect that. Have part of the drop the price crowd here. I'm personally not buying it regardless of whether they drop the price. I buy everything secondhand unless they price it at $20. I'll just wait 15 years. But they really shot themselves in the foot. This was supposed to be their way of redeeming that price. And they absolutely haven't. I can respect that. I don't want to wait that long, but I can respect that. There's so many good old games. I'm in agreement with them now. The only way this could justify the price is if you get all the DLC for free, but it won't. Yeah, no, they would have said it if we're getting the DLC for free. It's actually around £70 and only £40, I think, if you get the bundle. Yes, but the bundle is only available until the end of the year. There's going to be a limited number of those bundles. Not everyone's going to get those bundles. And then next year, yeah, try telling someone that. Someone who's going to have to pay $80 minimum for the Mario Kart if they want it. I'll buy the bundle for my lad, and when possible, I will the Donkey Kong bundle if available. I think you're going to have to be waiting a long while unless your shop does it itself. So you can have the game and I'll keep the Switch too. Okay. Next. I think they mixed up the overview trailer and the direct. I hope so, but boy, howdy. The character select screen still feels terrible to me. Why would we not want to see all the characters at once and then select a costume? The thing with these kind of... What the hell is that? Distraction. That's what it is. Well, I'm guessing it's someone was hired to do the UI design and they had no idea what the fuck they're doing. And it's surprising, really. Really honestly shocking, I would go and say. I'm sure there's some better candidates, but maybe they just had, you know, a family member or a friend who knew someone in Nintendo and they got the job. And they created this abomination of a select screen because, yeah, no character. Maybe if I put that. Because that's what I'm guessing. This is the very big. No, the other characters and costumes on the side. But I think this makes sense. This is stupid as fuck. You can sort it, but I mean... yeah. They had something that worked and they broke it. This is not even a fix, it's broken. That's the only way to describe that. That fucking select screen.
So we have our first look at the character selection screen for Mario Kart World. This is a lot of fun, you guys. I love how the characters are like moving around a little bit to the beat as it's just, I don't know. I just think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really cute and unique and fun. Look at Boo. He's looking awesome. Man, this is just...
I am out of there. What fresh hell was that? Anyways.
Alright, folks, look at it. All of them.
They're not even going to the select screen. Fuck it. Yeah, terrible select screen. I think people forget that Nintendo makes these directs as standalone videos for general public and... Oh, fuck off. Oh, I hate people who are defending this bullshit. Nintendo told us, the people complaining about the prices, to watch this Nintendo Direct, Mario Kart World. Let's see what else he says. It is annoying though when it comes to us Nintendo fans really... What the fuck are you talking about? But there was no announcement, no Switch clap, nothing. Okay, that was a useless comment, but... This is willful ignorance right there. Bowser and the other spokespersons from Nintendo literally told the media and the players complaining to watch this direct. There was nothing new. I'm guessing Nintendo's justification for the price is just the world itself and how massive it is. It would have been kind of complex to create this world, for sure, but I mean, they remade all the maps, so you can definitely make them connect in various ways, so I'm pretty sure it didn't, of course, a bit more complex, but it didn't change that much from the old games, as in making it. So they made it from scratch. Which one on one hand, I get it. The world does seem massive, and I can easily see it having taken even more effort than Hyrule. No. Nah. No, it didn't take more effort than Hyrule, than Breath of the Wild. But like, what does it matter if you don't do anything interesting with it? With the Direct, we've gone from free roam being a big open empty world to an open world with a handful of basic missions and collectibles to unlock. Yeah. It's a shame the Direct was mostly just what we already knew about the game. This had the potential to show how this game stands out, yes, and how it proves upon the early entries to the series, but instead, felt like a 50-minute longer review trailer. At least it showed some new stuff, and the game looks really good in my opinion. Yes, no one's denying that. In other news, anybody else still rubbing their oiled spoon on the plastic bottle? Huh? Inside joke, maybe? It almost feels like this direct was really scheduled before. Yes, probably. This was the chance for them to show this is why it's worth it. All they did is show a pretty cool but pretty normal Mario Kart experience. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. Anyone with active brain cells can tell you it wasn't something that needed to happen. Not really.
moins fort qu'avant, c'est qu'on l'a moins mis en avant. Lui, son revirement, c'est qu'il a préféré rester du côté de sa famille plutôt que de foncer tête baissée comme il fait d'habitude. Là aussi, il y a un message familial. Alors j'ai bien vu que ça plaisait pas à tout le monde. C'est sûrement que beaucoup auraient préféré le voir avec Boultard en train de vivre un combat fantastique. Il en a déjà eu plein. Donc à un moment, il peut aussi grandir un petit peu. Donc non, c'est juste qu'il est passé à autre chose, Tristepin. Maintenant, il est papa. Tu vois, il y a un moment, il se dit, bah attends, je vais faire attention à mes gosses. S'il était parti comme un crétin à la baston, en laissant tout le monde derrière, enfin, je sais pas, même en termes de crédibilité, il y a un truc qui me va pas. Hein. Donc non, c'est pas qu'il est moins fort, c'est que ses priorités, elles ont changé en fait.
Les late pledges sont ouverts. Soit
That is stupid as I'm sorry,
aussi,
but
soutiens
that
la
is...
série.
They made some weird decisions in this series, and that was one of the dumbest decisions ever. It makes no sense. Lol. In a world with such dangers, you think he wouldn't be stronger to protect his fucking kids? There's no logic in this. But let me read this. Totalement logique, il a réalisé pendant l'épisode. Il est revenu auprès d'Evangeline, notre serveur de... Yes, but that doesn't... The question was, why was he weaker? To be honest, seeing Tristpan this mature is making me it better. But we could have seen him fighting more harsher for his family. Exactly! Tristpan de Perceval est l'un des meilleurs personnages préférés de Waku. Merci d'en parler, ça m'a frustré vraiment de voir moins utilisé qu'avant. It's barely... That's not an explanation, that's a stupid ass excuse. Je le trouve plutôt attachant avec sa famille. Vous pouvez faire une mini-série. Oh well. I shouldn't give my helps too far up for these kind of things, should I? Yes, it was. Thank you for saying it. Just for that title, you get a like. Because that's the thing. A lot of people act as if people are gonna watch the entire videos, but I'm sure most people just read the title, watch like a minute, comment on the video.
Kart World, the $80 controversial game, just
After
got
this,
a
I'll
15-minute
bounce.
Nintendo
It
Direct
is getting to
presentation,
11
and
p.m.
it showed us all of the reasons why we should be buying it and all that kind of shit. But it didn't really actually do that, and it was sort of like 15 minutes of nothing.
Yes.
So let's break everything down, and you let me know how you feel about this presentation down in the comments below. But let's get into things. First, we got confirmation of old tracks coming back after the showcase of a whole slew of new ones, and honestly, they look really good. They're apparently spread throughout the entire world and just completely reimagined, so I'm excited to find hopefully Coconut Mall and Moo Moo Meadows out there in the wide world of Mario Kart.
Yeah, Moo Moo
They also
Meadows
showed
is there.
some
We've
new
seen it
characters that
already.
we've known about since the original trailer, and they showed us the first half of the modes as well, going into detail about Grand Prix mode and Knockout Tour. Again, showing us stuff we've already seen in the treehouse in previous trailers. Literally, I'm struggling to figure out what is new from this presentation, and I really think there's like two
Well,
things
barely anything.
at max. So Grand Prix mode has you traveling between each race, and the Knockout Tour has you going through different checkpoints throughout the race, and you're eliminated every 4 or so racers once you hit one of those checkpoints. It honestly looks really cool, and I love this style for Nintendo, but again, it's like we've already seen this, you know? What is new here? Why did we need a 15-minute presentation, Nintendo?
Yeah.
This could have been an email. But we got new items like the coin shell, and this basically makes a whole trail of coins after you
That
throw
anyone
a shell.
can
And,
take,
you know,
though.
you don't want to throw in front of your enemies because then they're gonna get the coins before you. And like, obviously, like, it's cool, self-explanatory. Coin shell, it's cool, not a problem. Ice flower, it's like the fire flower, but now you're freezing them. It basically does the same thing, and it's cool. I'm glad to see more of that. The Hammer Bros thing is kind of like the boomerang, you know, but reimagined in an arc in sort of a different way, and it stays there for a long time. I really like this. I think this is a great power-up. The Mega Mushroom, you get big as fuck, and it's really cool that they're bringing back like a power-up from New Super Mario Bros. You know what I mean? I'm just like excited to see how it works in this world and stuff like that. So Mega Mushroom is sick as fuck. I believe it was in maybe Double Dash, was it? And people really liked it. So again, I'm happy to see it come back. Then we got the feather, which has been an item for a while in battle mode, and so now it's coming to actual Mario Kart. And it's cool because you can do tricks off of it and utilize the feather in order to get on the wall or to take some sort of like massive shortcut, which is always sick. And it's going to be really interesting just to see all the different movement mechanics here and how people end up basically like creating the most optimal ways, you know, to get through every race, because I think it's gonna be legitimately crazy. Then we saw Kamek's power up, and it's weird because it basically changes the player in front of you into a different player, right? It completely changes their character. So I'm really curious if, like, you know, that gives you like all of the different characters' stats. Like, imagine I'm playing as Bowser and I get changed into Toadette. You know, those are two very different weight classes, so I'm super curious, like, how that's going to affect things, how long it lasts.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if they explained that.
But as a whole, I think that's a great power-up. I think the power-ups here are cool. Again, though, I think we've pretty much already seen all of these, like, to some extent.
Yes.
Or, like, if you watch deep dives on YouTube, you probably already know most of this stuff. It's cool that they've confirmed a lot of stuff, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, you're sitting there, you're waiting for something really impactful to happen, and spoiler alert, it doesn't really. Then they touched on some accessibility stuff like smart steering and auto accelerator. Those are things we've had in Mario Kart for a long time, so of course they're going to return. It's good because there are a lot of different levels of Mario Kart players, so obviously it's a good thing to have. On top of tilt controls coming back, I don't even think this was a question because we've known about the Mario Kart wheels for a long time. They're also selling you the Mario Kart wheels, so that's another thing that you can pay Zaddy Nintendo for. Then we got free roam shown off yet again, and we saw specifically what the food does this time. It gives you a nice little boost while unlocking new outfits.
How did no one guess what the food did before?
Which is really cool because depending where you are in the world, the
it was obvious.
So that's cool and something to look forward to collecting in the open world. It just gives you more
said it.
free
I'm
roam.
pretty sure.
Then we got some new movement stuff like a charge jump, which is awesome, honestly, and will spice up straight driving movement in the game. You can charge a jump by driving straight and holding drift in order to avoid items, obstacles, or jump onto a wall and wall ride or something like that. They also showed off rewind, which is super weird, like you can do it, but the other racers don't stop, so like it's supposed to be utilized if you miss a trick, so you can retry it. But the only case I can really see here of somebody using it is like Mario Kart Pros, utilizing it to just perfect a skip of some sort. Then we got more modes, which is nice to see because Time Trials is back with Ghost Data. Versus Race is also cool because you can customize every single aspect of it. Like, you can take away the in-between race traveling to the other courses, or choose a different path, or play with up to like 4 different teams, which is all fun. And now we have a really cool distinction between Grand Prix mode and Versus. Then, of course, Battle Mode is back, and it was honestly really nice to just, you know, have that security that it is returning to this game. And all we really saw was Balloon Battle and Coin Runners, both of which I really like, and they're great battle modes, but I'm really hoping that there are more modes, because I really love Shine Sprite, you know, back in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'd love to see, you know, maybe some new modes that this team is cooking up for this game as well. And then the last major thing was that in free roam you have these P-switches that you can hit, and by hitting these P-switches, it will give you a different mission. Mission mode is sort of back in a way, but it's just kind of like mini games in the world. Like, it definitely gives you something to do in free roam, right? More so than we thought, which is great. At the same time, it's like, could you not have gone all the way and thrown a story mode in here? I mean, I honestly think this is the perfect game for a story mode. You run around, you can fight boss battles in this open world or something like that.
Would have been amazing.
Make it like Xenoblade, and if you go to a world that is like really advanced too early on, you get your ass beat. Like, I think there are ways to do this that are way better than what we've gotten here, but I am thankful that at least there is something, because like the blue coin missions and some of the stuff that they showed off here is cool. It's better than nothing, and I'm happy that we have something here. I just wish it was a little bit more fleshed out. Also, when you're exploring in the open world, you have a lot of like collectibles you're looking for. We obviously already talked about the outfits and the burgers and shit like that, but on top of which you have these collectible coins that you can go out and get, on top of like this question block thingy that is like a special little thing you're supposed to activate as well. And so I think that'll all just go into giving you more things to do in free roam, which is great. It's just like, obviously this in my head makes so much sense to have something that has some sort of story mode, or remnants of which, and you know, maybe the P blocks do, but I cannot imagine that's the case. And here's the thing, all of this looks pretty good as well. It's like there's nothing bad here. I mean, the game itself looks great, but it's like when you come out of the gate swinging with Doug Bowser being like, oh yeah, you guys will see why $80 is worth it, why variable pricing is being included here. It's like, no. what we're going to see here is you guys being super confident that you know that this game is going to sell and upcharging because of that, because of the name of Mario Kart. Obviously, it sold incredibly well on the Nintendo Switch, right? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the best-selling games of all time. So, in their head, it's like, you know what? We're
gonna sell the exact same number or more. No, you won't.
Might as well fucking do it to maximize profits and be this bazillion-dollar company that we want to do.
They're not gonna sell that
It
many.
just feels greedy. I didn't see anything here that makes this worth the extra $10. In my head, I was like, you know what they could do is they could announce a DLC, plan for the future that is included maybe, instead of like having to get like, because if you remember from the Switch 1, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then a little bit later we got the booster course passes for like $20. That equates to about $80. So like, if that is the case for this game, it's a little bit more forgivable. It's honestly not great regardless, but I can understand it a tiny bit more. But still, it's like, no, that wasn't there. It felt like they had this presentation that could have easily been a fucking tweet, an email, or, you know, an overview trailer drop of like new stuff in Mario Kart World that's like 5 minutes long, because there wasn't really anything new here, aside from the one thing is that they did tease the existence of Rainbow Road after you get all the trophies in the Grand Prix mode, which is cool. Like, you know, Rainbow Road being an unlockable is fun. There's fun things here. It's not a bad game. It honestly looks great, but it's like, what justifies this $80 price tag? And it's nothing. What justifies it to Nintendo is the fact that they think they can get away with it.
Exactly.
And most likely they are going to, unfortunately.
I don't think they will
buy it
get away with it.
Show you guys what it is. You know, I'll stream it. I'll make some videos on it so you guys can make an informed decision for yourself. But again, if I wasn't a fucking YouTuber or trying to be one, I wouldn't be out here checking out this game in the slightest. Or at least remember that you can get that bundle with the Nintendo Switch 2
Wait, why is
and
she
the
saying
game.
trying to be one? Is she not already? She has 21,000 subscribers. What does she mean trying to be one?
It's to about $50 for the game, which is a little bit more forgivable, I think, than the $80 price point. But you don't get it digitally, and then it comes to this whole physical versus digital thing, and always, you want to support physical media just because of the fact that you, like, own it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and you don't want that option taken away. So it's a weird, hard, difficult thing that Nintendo has thrown us into. It's very anti-consumer, and it's crazy to see their business model shift from something that felt fairly pro-consumer to this kind of crazy, greedy
Because
Nintendo.
those who are looking out for us, like Reggie and Iwata, are gone. Well, Iwata is no longer on this earth. Reggie has left Nintendo. So yeah. Well, retired, you should say.
Really curious what this is going to look like for them going forward. Again, I am excited about the game. I think it looks great. I'm just worried about the future and worried about Nintendo's image, you know? It's coming off pretty poorly lately.
This is basically the real Nintendo. This is the Nintendo without those forces of good guiding it in the right direction, and it's insane. Insane to think that I feel like a lot of us could have done much better. I know I for sure would have done much better with these choices, while still thinking about the money. You can make money come in while still being fair.
So, let me know what you think. Did you like the Direct? I'm going to give it a solid 5 out of 10. It wasn't necessary. Could have been an email, like I said.
What
Nothing
did you
bad.
say?
Nintendo's image, you know? It's coming off pretty poorly lately. So, let me know what you think. Did you like the Direct? I'm going to give it a solid 5 out of 10. It wasn't necessary.
I'm surprised that she gave it a 5 out of 10. I'm wondering if her and the others that we watched before from Nintendo Life are trying to keep some kind of Nintendo, I'm being fair to you, I'm not being too nasty, because I would give it a 3 max, if not a 2, because that was a waste of time, quite literally.
Could have been an email, like I said. Nothing bad here. Everything was shown was good, but we knew most of it. But what did you think? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. Like the video if you like it.
Sure. It
Subscribe
seems
if you're
like
new
you can.
And check out this video. It's a banger. It's a vibe. It's a good time. I will see you guys over there. It's so early. So early. I can't believe how many people were super positive on this Direct. Like, they showed nothing. Ridiculous.
You must be in America then. In the US.
Découvrez 1664 blanc. Le bon goût avec un twist.
I believe how many people were super positive on the story, but we knew most
Yeah. So
of it.
you can even drive a helicopter. But they explain
What did you
nothing
think?
about
Let me
it.
know all about.
They didn't give a fuck. It's great that you're speaking out on this stuff, Josie. Yeah, first time I'm seeing her, actually, I think. Hey, she did say the truth. Yeah, for now, I believe. But I'm surprised that she doesn't think of herself as a YouTuber yet. I guess maybe because she's not living off YouTube, but I mean, you can still call yourself a YouTuber at this point. God damn. It could be an email, yes. It's pure marketing to a broader audience that doesn't have the time to. No, it's not. No, it's not. If they wanted to touch the broader audience, it should have been a trailer or an overview. Like, people who are casual gamers are not going to watch a Nintendo Direct. Absolutely not. Hmm. No, I'm not going to do that. I could comment, give my grade on the Direct, but gonna start a fucking war in the comment section with all the Nintendo shills who wanna protect it. Ah, who gives a fuck? Yeah, maybe I'm going too far now. But yeah, waste of time. I already said that though. Not worthy of a Direct. Yeah, there's no way I wrote that. Wait. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, I'll be going to get my sleep. Although the next few days is going to be difficult. And I may be going all over the place this weekend. Meh. I'll leave it like that, I guess. Mm. Okay. Okay. Crash. Don't know if you're still there, but have fun tonight. Whatever you're doing now that you, well, at home chill. And I will be off to sleep. You should have with that title. I doubt there'd be too many people even trying to defend Nintendo. And even if there were, I'm happy to punch them down in the face for their own good. Thank you. You have a lovely evening. And yeah, I think I'll try and decide for Monday if I'll be pre-ordering the Switch 2 with Mario Kart. Or if I'm pre-ordering the Switch, because I'm getting it with Mario Kart if I'm pre-ordering it. Yeah. I will try and decide for Monday. Yeah. A few events / things that should happen this weekend. Maybe I'll change my mind. Okay. Good night and bye-bye, stream. Have a good one. And of course, always on the Discord. Don't hesitate if you want to talk. See ya. Yeah, thank you to the current stream boss. Hope you feel better soon. Check out her most recent animation short comedy, Sono Head, in the description below on YouTube. And yeah, thank you to my current subscribers and Patreons. Crash, Psycho, Scarlord, Help, Rena Mute, and Nutty Play. See you around. Well, hopefully see you tomorrow. Yeah, for sure at some point.